Good morning. So after 8 years of marriage and 4 kids, my wife and I decided to start an e-commerce business together because, like most of you, we hate free time apparently. But that is not why I'm up here in front of you. Full disclosure, I'm actually quite a bit of a novice when it comes to running the day-to-day business of an e-commerce site. The reason I'm up here in front of you is because for the last few years, my business partner Travis and I, hey Travis, Travis? Oh, he didn't even show up to my own talk. Oh, yeah, there we go. We have made it our job to be experts on building and running membership sites. But what does that have to do with you? Well, the very best things about the membership model are also the very things that e-commerce sites like yourself are so desperate for when you're trying to figure out how to get your slice of the pie or a bigger slice of the pie. This is things like building customer loyalty and buy-in with the people coming to your site, giving them a reason to come back, and giving them a reason to care about your business on a deeper level than just a product that they wanted at some point in time, right? That is the potential that's there when you combine and merge e-commerce and membership. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. What does that look like for you, exactly, for your business? And what can you do this month to start incorporating that into your business and seeing some improvement? Does that sound good? All right, cool. But before we get into that, I want to go a little further into why this is important. What problem does it solve? So if you see this stat, attracting a new customer costs 5 times as much as keeping an existing one. So that means you spend 5 times more money on things like Facebook ads, inbound marketing, affiliate programs to get a new customer to buy from you than you do to get an existing one to buy from you again. Now, you're going to see stats like this that are all over the map. And obviously, it depends on what industry you are, what product you sell. So I'm not asking you to plug your numbers into that. But the underlying message is that it's a lot more work. It costs a lot more money to get a new customer than it does to keep one, right? And that's where a membership component, that's what it can do for your business. Because ultimately, you're building that customer loyalty and making it easier. It gives you a process and a foothold to grow your customers. This is one of the biggest membership products on the planet right now. And it's become very clear that it is a giant priority for Amazon. In 2014, blank slide, no slide. Okay, well, in 2014, Amazon paid billions of dollars for Prime shipping to absorb that cost. They also spent $1.3 billion on the Amazon Prime Video, which is one of the benefits to being a Prime member. You're getting it. Why did they do that? Billions of dollars invested in this. Because research also in that year showed that Prime members, on average, spent $1,500 a year with Amazon. Non-Prime members, $625. That is almost 2.5 times more. Now let me be clear right now. This is not a talk about how you should be more like Amazon. There would be no bigger waste of 12 minutes of your time if that was the case. For one, Amazon pours billions of dollars into this, and it's still not profitable. But what they're showing us is that customer retention and loyalty is a huge priority for them, and it should be for any e-commerce business. And that is where the membership model fits in. It is a way to make that steep uphill climb of keeping and growing your customer base a little less steep. So what I want to cover for the rest of my time, hopefully if we can get slides going, because I do have examples, is to go over those 5 different approaches to how you can incorporate a membership offering on your site. Some of these are going to be a lot more relevant than others, but looking at all of them help give us a bigger picture, right? It helps us see how this can all be used across the board. And they're also not mutually exclusive of each other. They can be combined and should be combined. If you were to call me up and say, hey, Michael, here are my SKUs, these are what my customers are like, what kind of approach should I use if I want to build membership into my site? My answer would be, let's look at all of them. Let's consider parts of each and piece together something creative that's going to benefit both you, your company, and your customers. So no, it is not one option or the other. We can combine them. All right, let's dive into these. Am I going to get slides or are we dead? No, okay. The first one is the loyalty or rewards program. This is the tried and true method. We see this all the time. It's very common because it works, right? It's the punch card, the rewards card. You incentivize your members by offering them rewards or discounts and hope that they shop with you more often. And a good example of this would be, well, let me say it this way, since we don't have slides. You can go beyond just offering discounts, right? When you're talking in the realm of membership, you can get creative with it. You can position it and talk about it differently than you would a standard rewards program. You can call it something unique. You can make it feel more exclusive, right? Get creative with it. WooCommerce memberships is an extension that Skyverge launched last summer and have done a really good job with, by the way. We use it all the time, so shout out to them. It has the capabilities of doing stuff like this, being able to offer discounts to members, to restrict products or restrict content. It does all that really well, and that's something you can use for that. The second one, and the next two are actually subscription products. So if you were at Brent Shepard's talk yesterday about the WooCommerce subscriptions extension, this is what you can do with it. You have the replenishment model, something like Dollar Shave Club, where you're replacing things that you use and run out of, right? You replace those things and it builds in ultra convenience. Hello, Elaine. Let's see if I can get to, there we go. Awesome. So you build in that ultra convenience for them. They don't have to go to the store when they run out of products, right? It's set it and forget it. It's also another value to the customer is that it's cheaper because it's a subscription model. You know how much inventory to have on hand. You don't have all that overhead. You're also going to have a bigger lifetime value of your customers because it's on a subscription model. So they're going to pay you more often. Espresso Republic does this with coffee. It says convenience, the value is never being without a quality cup of coffee. It's very true. CONDOMS, that's right, wake up. They do the same thing, but they also have a combination of the two. They have the one-off purchases you can make as you need them. Or if you're really on your game, they also have a subscription product. And they offer it cheaper, the $1 condom, because of the subscription model. Next one, discovery and curated products. We see this a lot with the subscription box products, that's become very popular. It creates that exciting discovery experience. You get something new every month. You don't know quite what's going to be in it yet. It's fun to open. Great example of this is Bookaroo. It's a really small membership site that I've worked with in the past. And they do this with kids' books. And if you think kids love opening mail, my kids love getting mail. They love getting a box of like 2 or 3 new books. It's exciting, right? STITCHFIX, another subscription box company for women's clothes, they have stylists on hand that will curate and select items of clothing for an outfit that fits your style. And they send that to you every month. The big thing about this is personalization. And that is huge because that is the future of selling things online. That's where we're headed, is creating a more personalized, unique experience for our customers. So you can ask things like, are you curvy on the bottom half? That's important, right? Most people here are not going to be able to offer a subscription box. It just doesn't make sense for your product. That's okay. Are there things you can be doing to make the experience of getting your product in the mail more exciting? Are there things you can do to make that experience more personal and unique for your customers? That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about pulling aspects of these together to create something that makes sense for you. 4 is value-driven content. Now, up to this point, if you are thinking, no, this doesn't really work for what our shop does. It doesn't work for our product. This is the one I want you to pay attention to, because this literally works for everyone. Doesn't matter your product, your industry, whether you're B2C, B2B, this works for everyone. I want you to think about it as a newsletter on steroids, okay? You are creating and delivering content that has a ton of value to people. And it teaches them something that they really care about, because it's based around the products that they're looking at your store. They're interested in your product. They're interested in what you offer. They have all this content around that they love to learn about, love to read about, or watch. And just like a newsletter, it builds trust. It brings that customer relationship to a deeper level and keeps you top of mind. Whether they shop with you a lot or not, they're going to remember that experience of learning something and enjoying something that you've given to them for free. BirchBox, which is another subscription box company, they do beauty products, has something called BirchBox TV. And it's a YouTube channel, it's free. But when you get your box in the mail, if that month you have a new thing of concealer, whatever the hell that is, you have a video waiting for you on BirchBox TV to show you how to apply concealer and give you tips. That stuff is so cool to people when you do it right. And it deepens that customer relationship. Xero Shoes, golden ticket winner here at WooConf, has a great example of this too. A great example of going beyond the newsletter and offering something that has a feeling of exclusivity and value to it. They have something called the Xero Circle. You join, you get discounts on their shoes. You are entered in to win some prizes every now and then. You may be reached out to try some of their new products, be a product tester, which is awesome. And you get subscribed to an email course that they've called Feel the World, I think. Sorry, Steven, I think you got a typo on there. I don't think it's Feel the Word. Feel the World. That just teaches you the benefits of barefoot and these sandals and the lifestyle. It's the things that people care about that you can put in their inboxes, put on their screens in front of them. That's going to take that customer relationship to a deeper level. And then this one is more of a branch off of that last one, but a join the cause approach. If your company has a bigger picture, a bigger cause around it, bring your customers into that. Keep them up to date with how things are going with that cause. And it doesn't have to be a third world country obvious. If your vision for your company is to provide jobs for single moms that have more flexible hours and good pay, invite your customers into that. They care about that stuff. And it brings them alongside you into a deeper relationship. All right, to recap and hit the highlights, let's do very quickly a little game of bad idea, good idea. Bad idea, attempting to create an entirely new product to do a membership. This is not a good idea because it brings too much work to what you're already doing. There's going to be too much stuff that could trip you up in growing what you've already got. So good idea is just start out using membership to improve your current SKUs. Start out with the value-driven stuff, the discounts. Bad idea, undercutting costs too much on your discounts. Keep your margins high. People do not need big discounts or constant discounts to be incentivized, okay? That's going to hurt you long term if you cut too much into your margins. And lastly, bad idea, only thinking in terms of the traditional loyalty programs. Get creative with it. Think about these different approaches. What can you pull from each one that can deepen the customer relationship and just bring them value, bring them better experiences, things they care about? I did mention the WooCommerce memberships and the WooCommerce subscriptions plugins. They're very good at doing these sorts of things. If you are interested, go to memberup.co/WooConf. We've got some screencasts on how to set those membership plugins up and some other resources if you're interested in getting into that model. Please, my name is Michael Steele. Please come up and talk to me, introduce yourself. I'd love to chat. And I really am honored to be able to share this with you. Enjoy the rest of the conference.